Yellow. This is 𝐁𝐞𝐿. Okay. So you want to know how to get fruits and veggies in your diet without refrigeration. Okay, cool. We'll answer that right here, right now. All right. See you on the show. Hi, I'm 𝐁𝐞𝐿. Welcome to 𝐁𝐞𝐿 Adventures. So today I'm going to show you how I get enough fruits and veggies in my diet without refrigeration. So the key for keeping fresh fruits and vegetables obviously is to have refrigeration, which I don't have. So what I have is this. Let me show you what I have. Okay, so I found this 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐷 fridge in the trash at a ranger station. And so I actually never found out if it works. I know that's silly. The thing is, it doesn't have a cord. So I would have to get a cord to find out. But I basically just use it as a cooler without ice. I usually don't bother with ice. I have some eggs in there right now. So as you can see, I can't keep raw fruits and vegetables in my 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐷 fridge for much longer than 3, maximum 4 days. Of course, it depends on the types of fruits and vegetables that I get. Onions, raw onion, I can keep for up to a week before it starts kind of withering and getting leathery. So my solution is to drink raw powdered fruits and vegetables in the off times when I'm not near town where I can get regular raw fruits and vegetables. So my very first go-to is organic moringa leaf powder. This is from Micro Ingredients, Superfoods. So if you want to check that out on Amazon. And I will leave the link in the description for this below. So there you can see if you want to pause this, but basically it's organic moringa leaf powder. All right, but there are the nutrition facts. Next, I use this company, BetterBody Foods Organic Superfood Blend, and check out the amazing benefits. So each serving contains the equivalent of the vitamins found in the following: 1.5 bunches of broccoli. Now 2 servings are 2 scoopfuls, and I'll show you what a scoopful looks like in a moment. 2 cups of blueberries. Whoa, that's awesome. 6 grams of plant-based protein, 100% daily value vitamins. And here you can see the ingredients if you want to go ahead and pause this and check those ingredients out. They're really wholesome and awesome. Next, in my breakfast, this is actually what I have for breakfast. I use Bare Bones Bone Broth Instant Beverage Mix. This is keto and paleo friendly for those of you who have those types of diets. And here we have a fantastic lineup of ingredients if you want to pause that and look through. But I do want to highlight grass-fed beef bone broth powder, grass-fed beef collagen. It's still the holidays, thus the Santa Claus hat. If you're watching this in the summer or spring, sorry. Maybe you don't care. I don't. That's why I'm wearing it. I just want to have some holiday spirit here. So that's the lineup here of what I use. Woo. Yeah. All right. So also an important ingredient I use is chopped up garlic, and I will toss that in as well. Now actually what I should do is boil the garlic and then let the water cool and add the powders. I also want you to notice that there's a little bit of green here. So my garlic started to sprout, and that's really supposed to be healthy according to Dr. Andrew Weil, to have that green leafiness in the garlic sprouting. And because I'm running propane, I'm going to go ahead and open my fan vent a little bit there. Okay, so I just poured a little bit of water here in the bottom because I really want to heat up my garlic and boil it a little bit before I add my fruit and veggie powders. And I'm going to go ahead and add the bone broth to the heated water. Okay, so I'm going to add in powdered bone broth, and what I really like about this company is you can just rip the top and they have a little hole so that the powder can pour in. And I eat about half of these a day. Some people might do a whole one, like it depends on your size, I think, like your size and weight, your height and weight. But I'm, like I said earlier, I'm 156 pounds, so I feel good about eating a half of one, and it stretches them out over a month because they come in a pack of 15. Okay, and the key ingredient for the bone broth is grass-fed beef. So you want really high quality bone broth powders. So I'm a Vanlifer, so I don't boil bones and make bone broth from scratch. So I go with a high quality bone broth. Now I get my information on high quality bone broth from Dr. Josh Axe. If you know who he is, he's like an incredible health and wellness doctor. He is really proficient with Western and Eastern medicine, just like Dr. Andrew Weil, who I also get a lot of my health advice from. I will put a link in the description to Dr. Joshua Axe's really incredible meaty blog post about bone broth. So link in the description. Everything I mention here today, links are all in the description. All right, so moving right along to putting this together. Now I like to have my veggie bone broth kind of a lukewarm soup. I don't want it to be super hot. I want to get the raw fruits and vegetable benefits, so I don't heat it up too much. So it's winter time, so I bring it up to maybe 100 degrees, 105 at the most, just so that I'm not drinking a freezing cold shake, you know? So it's the equivalent of a shake. You'll see how thick it gets because I'm going to put both scoops of the veggie broth, both scoops of the Superfood blend here. I go easy on the moringa leaf because it can, if I go too much with moringa leaf, it can actually give me the runs. So warning there on moringa leaf, it's just really super rich, super dense, and sometimes can just like put the body in shock. So go easy. If you're just starting off with moringa, do like a half a teaspoon. Start there because it's very rich. And obviously we're going to stir it. We're going to stir it. So I just want that to heat up. I want the bone broth to heat because I want the benefits that are released when the bone broth powder is heated, along with the garlic. And one thing I forgot to mention, and I learned this from Dr. Andrew Weil, is to chop up the garlic and let it sit out in the open air for about 10 minutes. And it releases this compound called allicin, and it also calms down the burning effects that you can get from raw garlic if you just let the raw garlic sit out in the open air. But yeah, the allicin is released and it just makes it really super healthy for digestion. For the reason why my soup's starting to boil here, the reason why I like it so much is because it helps ward off like viruses and illnesses. And I've been in town, I've been hanging out with people, so it's just good to have, like, eat a whole raw clove of garlic per day. Gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm going to cool this down, or I might pour a little bit in a mug and sip it, but actually what I'm going to do is pour this. All right, so now I'm going to cool it down, but I wanted the garlic to cook. I wanted the bone broth to be heated. So now I'm going to add in my powdered moringa and 2 scoops of the fruits and veggies. Okay, so I've cooled this down to about 90 degrees, maybe 100 to 90 degrees, so I can add in my raw powders. And here we go with the fruits and veggies from the BetterBody Foods Organic Superfoods blend. And we put in 2 scoops to get the full benefits of the wonderful veggies and fruits and veggies. Put the scoop back in and we'll stir this about. Looks like ice cream floating there, but I assure you, it is powdered fruits and veggies. Okay, yeah, that feels like it's about 100. Okay, because again, I don't want to kill off the raw benefits. Now, how do I know they didn't heat the fruits and vegetables to make the powder? I don't, actually. It should say raw on it. So I might be doing this all for naught, right? Okay, but ideally, if you get raw fruits, powdered fruits and vegetables, say from a different company, just keep the water temperature down, like I'm doing here, down to between 90 and 100. It's a cold day, so I don't want to be drinking freezing cold soup. I guess it's kind of like a veggie soup. All right, next we have the moringa leaf powder, and I will put 2 scoops of this in. Now, if you're new to moringa leaf, I would just even start with half a scoop of this, half a teaspoon, and then slowly raise it up because it's very, very rich and it can just be too much for some people's digestive systems. All right, and then we stir this. I could put this in like a shaker, like a container with a lid, and then shake it up. So if you have that, I encourage you to do that. Now, one thing though, if with the heated water, is like when you open a container after shaking it, it can kind of explode a little bit. Like just between the warm water and the cold, it just creates this like interesting vacuum effect. So I prefer to do it this way when I'm not using cold water. Okay, so admittedly, stirring the moringa leaf can be kind of painstaking. So I've decided that I'm going to use my good old canteen and shake it up. Okay, so it's really lukewarm. So I just pour the mixture. It's a very cold container because it was like 30 degrees last night here in the camper van. So I'm not going to... So the moringa leaf powder is so super fine that it can be really difficult to stir. It takes a long time to get all the little powder pockets, powder bubbles out. So that's why I'm going to do this. But I'll show you what I mean when you shake. Okay. Okay, so it just kind of did a little not too bad. All right, so now there you can see it's just kind of a pea green color. It's upside down. Why is it upside down? Okay, so now we're going to do the taste test. Yeah, I can really taste the chicken broth, the garlic. I didn't put any seasonings in it, just all the 3 different powders, the garlic as you saw. So what could make it better? Maybe a pinch of some honey, some raw honey I could mix in. It's actually probably warm enough where the honey will dilute in it. So let's try some raw honey. Okay, so there are actually 4 new surprise ingredients I'm going to add to this. So it ends up being 3 plus 4, which is 7. Aren't you glad I can add? I'm glad I can add. Okay, so we have black pepper, raw, organic would be best, but I do have organic turmeric, and I'll do a half a teaspoon and put like maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. And you always want to add black pepper in with your turmeric. And according to Dr. Andrew Weil, the black pepper helps the digestive system digest the turmeric and absorb it into the GI for optimal health benefits. So those 2 will go in together. And of course, the raw honey and some organic, raw, pure lemon juice without preservatives. I prefer lemon juice without preservatives. Sometimes I can't find these, and then I'm stuck with just getting regular bottled lemon juice, the concentrate, which is okay. I guess it's better than nothing, but this is really great. Okay, so for the lemon juice, I'll just put a dash in. A dash of lemon. And then a little bit more than a dash of black pepper. And let's see, I should measure this out, but it's about a half a teaspoon of turmeric that's going in here. Trying to be careful. There we go. And then we just stir that about. I did reheat this because I want to also, the water had, the soup, the broth had cooled down considerably, so I reheated it a bit so that I can get the benefits out of the turmeric and the black pepper. You want them heated. And I just separated out a little bit of the broth to do that. And I will add in the raw honey. That's how you do that one-handed. Okay, final taste test with our new ingredients, the turmeric, the black pepper, the raw honey. So here we go. Oh, and the lemon juice. Yeah, it's it could use a little bit more lemon juice perhaps. I didn't put in that much, as you saw. Slightly sweeter with the honey. I put in about 2 tablespoons, I would say. So yeah, this is a really fantastic way to start off the day. I have this for almost first thing in the morning. After I do my meditation, I will, in the wintertime, I'll heat this up. In the summertime, I just toss in the ingredients. I don't even bother heating water up. I just put it in the lukewarm, usually it's room temperature water in the summer, and just shake it all up in this and go for my hike. It's really great for fasts, like if you like to do intermittent fasting, which I like to because it helps shed unwanted pounds. Really, this is great for fasting with as well, like you know, like a day fast, a day or two fast, however long you like to fast. Yes, this is really awesome. I can just feel the energy moving through my body, getting me ready for my day. I'm just really super excited. So yeah, I just really feel energetic and alive, ready for a new day. Yeah. Oh, and check out my Fine Art America art gallery, link in the description. I create abstract art inspired by nature, mathematics, nature and mathematics. I also do nature photography of my travels, so go ahead and check that out, link in the description. So if you've liked what you've seen and heard, go ahead and hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Ding the little bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be the first to hear when I release my next video on van life living. And go ahead and watch the next videos that pop up, and I'll see you in the next video. Awesome! Woohoo!